here for example 3, we're going to use our rational zero test, and we're going to find our zeros for our function here. So we have a degree of 3, which means we should have 3 zeros. So we could do the P over Q test, or I really believe it would be much easier on you if you would just type this function into your graphing calculator and see if you can find a possible zero that we could use for synthetic division. So if we type this function into our graphing calculator, into the y equals, okay, you may have to pause the video for a minute, type this in, and once you get your equation typed in, you hit your graph button, and your graph button looks like it gives you, I don't know, a couple possible zeros here. I mean, this looks like it goes through -3. So what this does by using your graphing calculator is it allows you to estimate trying -3 as a possible zero, and that is where you would start on your synthetic division when you go back to your problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug a -3 into the box for synthetic division. You have a 2, 3, -8, and 3. And so we're going to bring down the 2. Remember, anything below this line you multiply by whatever's in the box, so you get -6. Add those down, you get a -3. -3 times -3 is a 9, so you get a 1 here. 1 times -3 gives us -3, and you get a remainder of 0. So what that tells us is -3 is one of our 3 zeros. So we'll write that out. Now this 2, -3, and 1 gives us a 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. And what we can do is we can try to factor this. So, because we need to find 2 more zeros. We found 1, but we need to find 2 more. And if we have an x squared, that means we should be able to find 2. Now you could also find your other 2 zeros by doing the quadratic formula if you're not a big fan of factoring, but this should be rather simple if we're doing some factoring here. So we're going to take, I'm going to take this 2 times 1, and I need factors of 2 that adds up to give us a 3. A -3 actually. So if I list my factors of 2, well that'd be 1 and 2 and -1 and -2, then the 2 that add up to give us a -3 is, let's see, we're going to plug this in here. So let's split up your -3x, and that will end up being your -1x and your -2x. We get right here. So these two add up to give you your -3. They also, -1, -2 multiplies to give you the 2 right here. So now we're at this point, what we can do is we can factor by grouping. So I'm going to group the first 2, and I'm going to take out an x. Left over would give us 2x minus 1. And then on the second set, what we're going to do is going to take out a, well, the only thing those have in common is really a -1. So how about 2x minus 1? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't know what happened there. Equals 0. So when we group together what's on the outside, you get an x minus 1, and then you have a 2x minus 1. If we set each of those equal to 0, we can find our other 2 zeros. So x minus 1 equals 0. 2x minus 1 equals 0. And if you add 1 to both sides, you get a 1. And then if you add 1 and then divide by 2, you get a 1/2. Or where I'm from, we call that the 1/heezy. So your other 2 zeros are a 1 and a 1/2. So algebraically and graphically, you can use your graphing calculator to help you find your first zero, and then you can use algebra with synthetic division and factoring to find your other 2. So I hope this helped in showing you how you can use your graphing calculator to get you started. Now, I'm sure some of the questions are not, why can't we use the graphing calculator all the time? Well, that's a great question. You just need to know how to do it both ways. Okay, you're not always going to have a graphing calculator handy, and in fact, you may not have a graphing calculator handy on your next quiz all the time. Oh wait, oops, did I say it out loud? All right, so I hope that helped out.